4th of November, and I welcome you here from the wonderful Thailand city, capital city in Thailand, Bangkok, with over 8.6 million of citizens here, and it's quite hot. We have around about 34 degrees today. It's really sunny day. It's 2:30 in the afternoon, and I welcome you in the name of Admirals, and I'm really happy to welcome you to our morning briefing show right before the market will open. And let's see what we can do today. So as you know, we share this, we stream this show here live on YouTube as well. So you will find a button in the right corner. You can subscribe the channel so you will never miss an episode from this morning show or from my congenius partners, Jens and Paul. They're holding webinars too. And yes, you can give us a like if you want. You can leave a comment if you say, I have something to say, whatever. And I can see the chat on YouTube and here on Zoom as well. Marie-Louise, wonderful good morning. Plumman, wonderful good morning. Barry, Crypto Queen, also love to see you here. Or the conventional hello here in Bangkok is Sawadee Khap. So I love it, by the way. It's really cool. So very slowly I learned something to speak a little bit Thai language, and it's really easy. Thanks God, most of the people are speaking English here, so it's really cool. So on Friday I can welcome you from a special place, because I visited yesterday a special place higher than this floor right now, and it's a big surprise for Friday. So guys, let's see. And Victor, wonderful good morning too. Let me share my screen, and we can start as always with, so let me check this, and I can see your names too. Mike, Sawadee Khap. So Plumman, Marie-Louise, Tina, wonderful good morning. Nice to see you. And Gertz also, nice to see you here. So let's start with our morning routine. First of all, we start with a view at our news. So, and the most important news was that this night came up the RBNZ, Royal Bank of New Zealand, cash rate decision, and they raises the cash rate from 0.5 up to 0.75. So, and the forecast greater monetary tightening, by the way. So therefore we should have a look at New Zealand US dollar, by the way. But this is the big news from last night, that but it was expected, by the way. So here we could see 7 of 8 forecasters in the Wall Street Journal survey had expected that outcome. So the central bank had raised the cash rate to 0.5 from a record low of 0.25 in October. Now at the end of November we are at 0.75, and normally we should assume that a strengthening of the currency will pull on more buyers into the market for this currency. But actually, it's interesting, the New Zealand dollar is going lower. So where is the point? Because a strengthened currency should be interested for big traders to put the money there, because you will get for your money 0.75% of cash. So, and this is more important than in Germany, maybe 0, or in Switzerland, maybe less than 0, minus 0.4, I guess, round about this. So, but also we have this tightening of the stimulus of the economy in New Zealand. So maybe these two things are, they bother together. So, and I would say that's the point why New Zealand dollar is going a little bit lower, but we will have a check on it in the charts, by the way. Okay, so that's the big news for this morning. So what's coming up today for us interesting is GDP at 2:30 this afternoon in USA. Then, of course, as always, Wednesday, we have the oil status report, exactly, and the gas storage report also, because tomorrow, day off, because we have Black Friday, which means tomorrow is Thanksgiving in USA. So the markets are closed, shops are closed also. And on Friday, the seasonal shopping season, the big Black Week shopping season starts. And this will have huge impacts on at the market, by the way. Okay, Ginteras, wonderful good morning here too. Nice to have you here in our show. So that's the news. So what does it mean when I talk about the news? Does it mean that I'm a news trader? No, you know my opinion about news, by the way. It's important to know, and it's a kind of entertainment. It's kind of interesting, good to know. I use those numbers that I know, okay, I don't want to open a trade close before numbers will be announced. But for me as a private trader, you know, numbers are just an interesting fact. And I appreciate that a lot that we have this site from Admirals here, that we have this kind of analytics. Yeah, but for me as a private trader, it's kind of news trading. It's always a kind of gambling, because you know, you can never know how the market will be reacting on this. You know, you're fighting against a lot of algorithms. So you're fighting against computers. And I guess this is not the part how you can make money with this. It's always better follow the trend and the rules. This is what we have to do most of the times. Okay, so today is Wednesday, it's webinar time. And November 24th at 6 o'clock German time, by the way. Fix it please to your own place, which is, by the way, midnight, my night, in my time here in Bangkok. It's Paul is talking about trading trends for beginners. I would say this is a really interesting topic, especially for our beginners among of our wonderful crowd of people here. So follow Paul this evening at 6 o'clock German time, by the way. And of course, I can invite you to our Admirals account here on Telegram. So please follow them if you want. Okay, let's go to the charts. And first of all, so yesterday we had this kind of uptrend. By the way, there was a long downtrend we talked about yesterday. And then we had a kind of corrective uptrend, which became the new, the correction, which became the new uptrend. So, and here we go, second trend arm. And let me show you this again, balance candle, and finally, trend continuation. And again, we didn't hit the point of control exactly, but it was enough to use this move over the last 0.2 in the second trend arm, and you see it was not a hit, by the way. This is why I'm talking about take place the second trend arm. It's the first possibility. Frank, wonderful good morning to on Zoom. Okay, but afterwards we had a big down move which destroys the uptrend, and actually there was no new trend. And by the way, during the rest of the night, now we have a second trend, and you see, here we go. There was the second trend arm, which was a little bit early this morning, but basically it happened. So you see, there was the chance, here was the chance. If you missed it, you know, it's not your time frame, by the way. So then you should use another time frame where you can make sure that you never miss any signal in the second trend arm. This is the job what we have to do as a private trader. And this is, by the way, the big part of my new trading course, which will be now released next weekend, I guess, around about. So what we can do in DAX 40 in 10 minutes for the moment, actually, it's the third trend arm. Second trend arm is already over. That was the big chance. Now we have high probabilities too in the third trend arm. And basically, maybe we can expect that we reach the point of control again. If not, if you see a trend break, yeah, then we have to wait for another trend. And with this in our mind, we switch to our focus charts, which is Dow Jones, DAX, and so on, in 4-hourly charts. So here we go. We have an open trend in Dow Jones, by the way, and we used to trade the second trend arm. which means this was yesterday's second trend arm. So we opened a position at the point 2 because there was a big balance candle, and we were speculating on a trend continuation to make a partial profit, like something like that, because the final target could be the point of control. But actually we can see it here in normal candles. There was quite a big reversal bar. Okay, I guess we should talk about how we can handle such a situation if we have no chance to make a partial profit. Yeah, because normally we should use until the candle is over. So, but you can see it here, for example, we had an entry and then the price moved lower, but came back and closed higher, which means it's a wonderful reversal bar. So how you can handle this? To be honest, not really. So the point is, you have to wait until the candle is over. So, okay, yes, of course, you can switch to lower time frames. You can switch to 5-minute charts. You catch the reversal. Maybe you can make a partial profit. But this is kind of switching the time frames all the day. And if you are busy partial profit trader, a partial trader, part-time trader, then it's not possible. So how we can handle this? To be honest, I just let it go because trend is still valid. Point of control is lower, yeah, and the point of the stop loss is above the last valid point, confirmed point 3. So just wait for it, and let's see what happens. What is the other chance? What you can do if you say, come on, I'm sitting in the wrong bars, I want to go out for that. What you can do, of course, yeah, if you see this, for example, that you have a balance candle after the break through the point 2, yeah, close the trade. It's fine. It's a small itsy bitsy teeny weeny loss. Yeah, and take it and try to take the next chance. It's a kind of working style. Yeah, it's a kind of working style. It's not a rule, by the way. The rules is by the entry, but the rest is yeah, working style. So either you are speculating that we finally get a trend continuation or trend break, then leave the trend, leave the stop loss at the last confirmed point 3, yeah, or close the trade, the small tiny loss, and take the next chance. So I decided in this case to leave my stop loss at the last point 3, and I'm speculating for a trend continuation and finally reaching the point of control. Yeah. So William, thank you for your question. I love it, by the way, and welcome to the show. So, do you still use Heikin Ashi for chart indication? Yes, of course. I love Heikin Ashi because it's easy to read. So while you have in normal candles quite restless and really, yeah, it's a kind of restless chart. And it's always kind of really big moves inside there. So yes, you can draw the trend here also properly, but there's a really big space for interpretation, the candles, by the way. It's easier to use in Heikin Ashi because there you have 2 candles, trend and balance candle. That's over, that's all. So, and to read it is really easy, simple system. Let's go to DAX. And here we go. In DAX, we are completely right. And here we sold already half the position, and actually we let it go for the moment. So actually this morning is a kind of pressure on the market again. So, and here we're speculating on a trend continuation also. So actually we're waiting for the ending of the correction, and then we see a trend continuation finally reaching a point of control. So do we will have a loss? No, of course not, because I sold 75% of my full position and the stop loss is placed above the last point 3. So in the worst case, we get the price will hit my stop loss, then we have a winner. And this is the most important point because the strategy was working already. Yeah. So this is the way how we can make money, for example. Euro USD is another focused chart from Admirals, by the way. And here we go, just quick talk, nothing. Just an old downtrend. We made money already there, so just let it go. We are waiting for a new trend, nothing to see. It's different to gold, because in gold we have a trend, and we have the second trend arm, by the way, and this is this one. We start here, first move, second trend arm, and second move, which means we are waiting for a balance candle. So we hit again the point of control almost exactly. In futures we hit it perfect, exactly, by the way. So, but I would suppose that we will see another hit, maybe a double low at the point of control, or maybe we reach this last low here, for example. There I have my target. So, and this is the second trend arm, and as you know, second trend arm has the highest probability to reach to see a breakthrough the point 2. So let me extend the question. I remember you did a video on MT5 setting up your charts and expert advisors. Is that video still on YouTube? Because I'm having trouble finding it, and it just bought a new laptop, so all my MT5 is back to default setting. It should be, yes, it should be, but I cannot, William, show you right now because the time is not here. But it's still online and never deleted on my YouTube channel. So just try to find it, or maybe send me an email with your request, and I will do the job for you. Okay. So Bitcoin. And it's very interesting. And as we mentioned, we reached a point of control again. So we missed out the entry. That was really stupid for me. But you see, it's an old trend, and in Bitcoin, there is also nothing to do. Interesting is that two things are happening to trend continuation in the second trend arm, profitable trade, and hitting the point of control perfectly. So you see, it's, I guess it's a kind of logic what we are talking here, because we always trade about, we talk about the price, you know, price and volume. Yeah. Okay, so then finally, British Pound USD. Yeah, it's still an old trend also, and isn't it? So yeah, it's an old trend, so there's nothing to do. The point of control is quite far away, while we have to wait until we see a new uptrend, and then we can trade to the upper side back to the point of control, maybe. So actually there's nothing to do. So before we jump to our running trades and possible new trading ideas for today, we have the question of today. And this is a little bit regarding accordingly to the news this morning. So my question is, could be news trading successful? What do you think, yes or no? Or maybe you say, I don't know yet. So that's your point right now. Take a bit time and say, could be news trading successful? Yes, it could be. No, of course not. Or maybe I don't know yet. So it's up to you. Take your time. And while we will jump to our running trades actually. So, and we start with the Australian dollar Swiss franc. So in all trades actually, except the Dow Jones, we are a bit in loss. But we know in daily chart, it will take time. It needs time. And so here we have the trend in Australian dollar Swiss franc. And it's the second trend arm, you know, and we have to wait. We have to wait. Deep correction here, kind of double low right now. Maybe now we see a kind of stabilization here, and we can go back to the point 2. Maybe we'll see our trend continuation. So just wait. It will take time because only 2 things can happen: stop loss or trend continuation. That's a kind of guarantee for private traders. So the next one is Canadian dollar Swiss franc. Also, oh, we are close to the entry already again. That's really interesting. Let's see if you get this. So by the way, ladies and gentlemen, it's not up to me that I'm afraid about my account or that it doesn't work. So because it makes me more happy that I can show you that the strategy is indeed really working. So because I know it, I make this job for 23 years right now. And this is point why I'm here, for example, in Bangkok, to make popular Admirals here, for example, in Bangkok, to bring trading to people, to normal people, to private traders, because Thai people have not net money like us in Europe, for example. So why we shouldn't bring that to all private traders, and then they can learn trading and can make money with trading. And this is a kind of my life mission. This is my POE, my purpose of existence, to help people to make people happy, to become successful in trading. So because I know since years, based on my education and teachings of my awesome teachers and mentors, by the way, which I'm very grateful for that, because seemingly I had good seeds from my past life that I have this, can I get this cool mentors that I know how we can make money in the market. So because I know, but with every single trade, I can show you how it really works. Even it takes time and we need patience to do this. Yeah, it makes me happy because I can show you the system really works. Because what is it? Yeah, it's the price. It's the price and the volume. And you know, accumulation phase, acceleration phase, and this we should use. So here we go. Let's see what happens, because only two things can happen: stop loss or maybe a trend continuation. So then we have two short positions in Euro Australian dollar. Here we are circling around the entry. It's also the second trend arm. And we are deep in the green zone. And you know, there is no 100% hit quote. We have a high, more than 72%, by the way. This is the second trend arm. We're speculating on a big trend continuation here to the 0.2. So actually we are circling here around the entry and just waiting. More, we cannot do more, just waiting. And if the price will not work for us, yeah, then let's get out, make a tiny loss, and just wait for the next balance candle. So actually, this is a kind of struggling here. And if we see today another balance candle, maybe it's time to trail the stop really close. Yeah, that we can have a tiny loss, but don't forget the re-entry in that case. And Euro New Zealand dollar. Here we go. Yeah, this is, we should analyze this on Friday, because on Friday we want to make a review of the week, and we should analyze this because I realized where was my mistake. And I will talk to you on Friday. So it's not yet the time. So just wait. We are here in a loss, and let's see if we will hit the stop loss, or maybe we'll see a trend continuation. Whatever, we will see. Nothing to do yet in the market. So that was the running trades. So could be news trading successful. So we have, oh, that's interesting, Paul. So we have 44%, yes, it could be, and 40%, no, of course not, and 16%, yes, I don't know yet. So it's interesting, let's see. So what's on my list for today? So on my list, actually, is in 4-hourly chart. We have just one on my list, and this is beside of gold, by the way. This is British pound Canadian dollar. So why is it so interesting? Because it's a trend. So we have this move, correction, move, and here we are on the correction. And now maybe actually we are creating a new balance candle. So we should check if we have a correction deeper than 38%, which means we measure this here. And yeah, price was down at 38%, which means we can open a position if you trade 4-hourly chart here, a bit higher, round about here, and speculating on trend continuation. And by the trade management could be more interesting, because point of control is quite far away. So maybe if we see a break through the 0.2 and the close, maybe we hit the point of low, selling 70% of position, trail the stop 0.3 and wait until we get the point of control. That could be interesting trade management. So put in your watch list if you want. And in daily chart, we have 3 on my plate. This is Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, and this is still open because here we go. Let's measure the move that we can see. Yeah, okay, we hit 38% too, which means we can open the trade a bit lower. So yeah, I trade my entry a little bit lower, but not that low, because for the moment I see the price is struggling a bit here in this zone. So, and I decided, first of all, I have the quality and we have the probability that we reach the point 2 and we see the break through the point 2. So doesn't matter. I don't need to catch every single pip. I want to have the cake, a piece of the cake. So just let it go, and I have a pending order a bit higher. But basically, there was a balance candle yesterday, and it's completely allowed to set a pending order a bit lower. So I'm a little bit more safe, you know, a little bit more carefully with this. Yeah. Okay, so then the next one is Australian dollar, Japanese yen. Also, really cool. It's the same. And we see a corrective trend, by the way. And yeah, we can do this. And here are two balance candles in a row, but the price is pressing. So price is going down a bit on the right side. You can see it. So a pending order could be possible, but I would set the pending order here and not too low, because first of all, guys, we see there's a corrective trend, and the second trend worked already here, by the way. So but the main trend is facing upwards. So keep it in mind. And finally, we have British pound, Australian dollar. It's also interesting because it's uptrend. It's an uptrend. And here we go. Don't forget, second trend arm possible. So first move, first correction, finished first trend arm. Second move, second correction, finished second trend arm. Yeah, let's see. An option is to open a position close to point 2 to speculate on the trend, on the break through the point 2. Second trend arm, don't miss it. So I will set my pending order at the point 2 to not missing this trading idea. That was the trading idea. So, and here's another question of YouTube. British pound, Japanese yen, and CAD Swiss franc. Yeah, we can do this. Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. It's not an uptrend. Not in my view. No, it's not really. That's low quality. Basically, it's an uptrend. Technically spoken, it's an uptrend. Yes, we have this and this and this and this. Yes, so 2 times 100% correction, struggling within the red zone. Nah. Technically, yes, it is, but quality, based on calculated quality, not really. I wouldn't do that in this case. I have an open position, by the way, in daily chart here. Okay, so my question for today was, could be news trading successful? Yes, it could be 44%. No, of course not. 40%, and I don't know yet. So let's talk about the logic behind. So the numbers, news is just completely neutral because it's just a number. The number could be higher than the last number, or may high or the lower than the last number. So, but what does the number tell us in a logic way? To be honest, nothing. If I say 5, your mindset will ask 5 what? Okay, so it's just a number. But if I give it an ad like €5, $5, then you have a picture in your mind. So, and this is what happens with news. So the news is just a news, just a neutral fact which is based on a mathematical calculation or a collecting or maybe a poll or survey or whatever there is. But the market is reacting on the specific expectations of every single trader, or maybe algorithms that were programmed by human traders. They are acting in a specific way. So news trading could be interesting and kind of exciting, but it's not logic. It's pure gambling. It's pure gambling, because news trading is lower time frames, and there you're fighting and you're working with computers. And therefore, it's a kind of gambling. Yes, you're right if you say it could be successful, but not in a repeatable way, isn't it? Not in a repeatable way, because you don't know how is the next number. And you can never know how the market is reacting with the next numbers. You can never know. It's different to our rules, because if we have the rules, the trend, a young trend, in a correction, balance candle, then we have probabilities. In news, you can never ever calculate the probabilities. So for example, today, like US dollar, New Zealand dollar, US dollar. So we have a strengthening of the currency up to 0.75. This should be a lot of big players in the market, because they get a lot of cash for 0.75 rates. So, but on the other side, they tightened the stimulus for the economy in New Zealand about the COVID-19 problem. So where is the probability? You cannot calculate it. It's not possible. And therefore, news trading is exciting, but not logic. It's not a logical trading. So therefore, it's gambling, no more no less. It could be successful, but it can't also not be successful. It's gambling. So, but you cannot repeat it, of course not. So this is what I have learned from my mentors and what I teach in the course, for example, this kind of logic thinking. And with this kind of logic thinking, I can promise you, really promise you, I stand there with my own name. I can promise you in the long run, you will make money in the market. This is a kind of guarantee what you have. In this case, I wish you a wonderful day. Thanks for Admirals that we can make this show. Thanks, Nastia, for supporting me this morning again. And I wish all of you a wonderful, wonderful day wherever you are. Have courage and be kind, and may the force of